Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Today is Friday, August 12th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's going to open in about 9 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we can get started with our analysis for today. Just a few things here to update. It's good. Turn this off. All right, let's see what else we got to do here. Looks good. Good to go. It's good. And today's the 12th. I think that's it. All right, cool. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, looks like we're good to go. All right, so I'll give a few minutes for people to make their way in. It's good. Hey, Steven, morning. All right, cool. People are making their way in. So let's see. Give a few more minutes for people to join. As people join, I'm gonna go ahead and check out the news real quick to see if there's anything here. It came out this morning. Let's see. So it looks like there was news, or there was news. Okay, so news at 5:30. Import prices news. I'm gonna mark that down over here. News at 5:30. This candle. This is news. And then we got news coming up over here at 7 o'clock. So we had news right there at 5:30. And then we got news here at 7 o'clock. And that's about it. So, all right, cool. Looks like about half of you guys are here. So good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Today is Friday, Friday, August 12th. It is 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. So let's see who's in the room so far. Morning, Funmi. Morning, Peter. Morning, Patricia. Morning, Deswell. Morning, Sir. Morning, David. Morning, Maria. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Matt. Morning, Frazier. Morning, Marlon. Morning, everybody. So hopefully everyone had a great week so far. We haven't had any losses, so it's been a pretty solid week. I mean, it's been a choppy week. 2 days out of the week, I think. Tuesday, Wednesday was a bit choppy back and forth, but overall, it's been a pretty good week. Monday, no losses. I think no official trades on Tuesday. I think one win on Wednesday. Yesterday, another one or two. So let's close out this week strong. I'm gonna go ahead and mark up a couple of the zones right here, closest to price. That's all that's really relevant. I mean, the other ones down here are not so important. But with everyone almost in the room, market's gonna open in about 5 minutes. Let's take a look at the bias. So looking over here at the retail sentiment, it is currently 66% short, indicating that 66% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So we pretty much want to do the opposite and buy with regard to retail sentiment overall. So overall retail sentiment is going to be bullish. So we want to do the opposite of everybody else. Looking over here at the fundamentals, it is currently up 164 points. So with that said, overall bias right now is bullish. We definitely want to look for some sells overall. That's going to be long term. Short term, let's take a look at the trend. Trend is also bullish here. Reason for it to be bullish is because the trend meter down here is green and the pivots here are indicating a bullish trend. So with that said, we're definitely going to be looking for some buys today. If this starts to shift to the downside, that's completely fine. We'll start looking for sells short term. But right now, we're still looking for some buys. So until that changes, we'll be looking for some buys. Otherwise, we'll just keep following along. So market's going to open in about 4 minutes. When that opens, we can start looking for trades. But just keep in mind that today is Friday. So you know how Friday works. It's a bit riskier, but looks like I'm going to try to hop into a lot more trades as the week progresses. We're getting closer to the end of summer. So volatility is starting to pick back up. You know, some of the bigger players are getting back into the market. So volatility is going to start shooting around a lot more, making it easier for us to take these scalps here. So, all right, let's see. Morning, Casey. Morning, Becky. Welcome. It's your first day here. Morning, Ryan. Marco. Morning, Ross. Morning, Maddie. Morning, everybody. Morning, Pat. Morning, Mace. All right, guys. Morning, Fahad. Looks like a majority of you guys are here. So we got about 3 minutes until market open. We currently have a sell momentum here, but the trend is currently bullish. So even if we get any sells at this moment, we won't be taking any. We'll be looking for price to bounce off structure here and then make its way, you know, on its way back up. But currently right now, there just isn't anything for us to follow or look towards at the moment. So, all right, guys, let's get a few more minutes for market to open. And we'll be on our way. So. Morning, Tyler. Yeah, we got news coming up over here at 7 o'clock. Got it marked up over here. This is going to be the prelim UOM consumer sentiment. So high impact news coming up over here at 7 o'clock. So you want to be a bit careful when you get closer to that point. Right now, not so much, but we'll see as we get closer a little later. All right, just going to draw a couple more zones down here. So price is dropping. Market's going to open in about 2 minutes. Let's see if there's any news on CNBC this morning. Xanax. Let's see, pharma stocks crater as investors brace for billions in heartburn drug litigation charges. Xanax, yeah. I thought it's Xanax. So we'll see. This is there's a couple of stocks in the US30 that fall under pharma. So Johnson & Johnson, some of their products, I'm assuming, I'm not sure about Amgen, but where's the other company? Procter & Gamble. So Procter & Gamble is going to be affected by it, but we'll see how that plays out when the market actually opens shortly. Other than that, the rest of the indexes are pretty much bullish. So market is opening in about 10 seconds, guys. Market is open in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is open. There's going to be a scalp right here, but I'm not going to take it. Obviously, it's opening candle for an SR. See, this zone over here kind of pushed out a little bit, so it's actually a lot more zones here. Shut a bit. All right, so this is solid. We got a lot of zones up here, which is going to be beneficial for our move. Still not looking to take any sells yet until this confirms. You guys can see the pivots here are starting to shift, but they're not necessarily there yet. When this candle closes, I'm going to mark up opening price so that we can make sure not to, let's mark it up now. Candle's going to close soon in about 10 seconds. All right, so market is now in swing. We currently have no overall trend. We need this to close with the red pivot over the red one, the red pivot over the green one, in order for it to be a swing in trend to the downside. So until we get that, we're not going to have any scalps here to take just yet. I mean, this looks like it could be a nice little scalp, but no, I'm not going to be taking it yet until we have some sort of confirmation here. It's also right next to opening price, so I'm not going to be looking to take that. It's a huge red flag, big wick right there too. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said it's in between news and open, so regardless, no entry off that, even if it closes. Let's see if we get a buy signal here, though. We might be shifting back to the upside. So one thing to look for is that buy signal. What's up with this tool here? I keep trying to draw this and then it keeps moving. Okay, so we get this buy signal over here. I mean, it's a bit of an iffy trade though, because it's not established yet. I mean, this thing can easily just disappear at like the last second. But if we do get the buy signal there, it'll be shifting back up. As you can see, market is moving kind of crazy. So you probably want to sit out a little bit until this actually confirms. There's just too much stuff right here going on. It's bouncing off opening price, bouncing off news price, red flags present, definitely. So I'm going to put the red flags up here. And then I'm going to put the strategy requirements right here. So just be patient, guys. It's Friday. You're going to see some crazy market movements. No surprise for today. But there isn't anything to take yet. There's also no buy signal that's closed. So all in all, there's just nothing for us to take at the moment. So just be patient and wait for. I'll leave the requirements up here for a few seconds so that you guys can kind of just be acquainted with it if you guys are not familiar with it. If you guys are not familiar with the strategy at all, you guys need to go back and watch the last mentoring session from Wednesday. We go over it in detail there, but I do like having a clean chart, so I'm not going to leave it up here the whole time. I'm probably going to close off shortly. So if this closes right here, this may be an entry for a buy. No red flags, looks good for the most part. I mean, only red flag would be that it's too big of a candle, but I mean, it could play out okay. So I'm going to take this off. I just want to clean up the chart a little bit. All right, let's see if it has to close with the buy signal, guys. Just make sure it closes with the buy signal. If not, no entry. So it did not close with the buy signal, no entry off that. All right, just got to wait a little longer. See, Kenny sent me something over here. Kenny just sent me a link for live House GOP members hold press conference on Trump Mar-a-Lago raid. Mar-a-Lago raid. All right, so we got some news going on in the background. Thanks, Kenny, for the heads up. We'll see how that affects the market. But still no entries available currently. Yeah, spread is kind of crazy right now. Thanks, Wesley. Wesley just said spread is crazy in the Zoom. Just looked at the spread right now. Thanks for the heads up. I didn't even notice. It's like 190 right now. So you guys got to pay attention to this position. If it ends up, there's going to be a buy here. It might close. If it closes, I'd already hit TP. I'm in the position now, and it's my TP right there too. Yeah, spread is pretty crazy right now, guys. So if you guys are still in the position, you probably want to close that in profit because you probably already missed the exit. It just happened way too fast. Yeah, Maddie said spread is OG. Yeah, it's super heavy right now. It's 180. So I had to close out for like a small little profit. I don't really make anything on it. Let's see where it's at right now. So if you guys aren't in it, don't take it. The market's just moving a little too crazy right now. So I'd probably hold off, guys. If you guys are still looking to take anything here. So I'm not going to count that trade because that trade happened way too fast. Like it literally opened. I mean, it literally closed, hit TP, and then came back down. So I'm not going to count the trade. If you guys were in it though, you guys should have pulled out like right away. The spread is like all over the place right now. Just like everyone said, that move was just way too fast, and there's no point in FOMOing. So just keep in mind, guys, if you guys ever miss any trades, just don't FOMO. Right? Just wait for the next one. Yeah, Natasha said she only made $4 on that. Yeah, like the move on now is just too crazy, honestly. So here it goes, it starts to bounce back up. There might be another entry right here, actually. Go over here, follow it. So there may be another one right here. No, the wick on the top's too big. It needs to close a lot higher in order for it to be valid. Yeah, this is not an entry right here, guys. The wick on top is just too high. It's basically like a big, like it's an indecisive candle because the wick on top is pretty much the same size as the one on the bottom. Unfortunately, no entry off that. Let's see if there's anything else here. Yeah, B said he's waiting for the spread to calm down. Yeah, same here. I'm just gonna keep watching it, guys. There's no entry off this. There's no rejection off the actual structure right there. The rejection, I mean, it bounces off it, but it's not an actual rejection off it. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit too. Now, what a crazy day today. There's not, I mean, there's news today at 7, but it's not, I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be this choppy. I think mainly because this is going on. Plus, let me see if there's any other news here. Also, the pharma news that we went over prior. Looks like all the indexes here are still pretty bullish, though. So overall, we're still looking for buys here. Overall, looking at, let's see what else I'm missing over here. Fundamentals are still up 167 points. Sentiment is still bullish. Heat map is completely green. Yeah, there's no reason to take any sells here. I mean, the market is just moving kind of crazy, so there's no entries to take, but I mean, overall, it's just kind of choppy right now. Plus the spread is still kind of wide. Spread is 180 right now on FTMO. Typically it's around like 140 or less. So you definitely want to be a bit careful, because the thing is, if it moves too fast and you're stuck in the trade, you still got to cover the spread to pull out with profits. It might be like nearly impossible to get out. This right here should have been or actually, I don't know, let's see how much of a push it made earlier. Yeah, it was about like 180 pips. So you might have been caught in the spread if you ended up taking that there, and you had to pull out with small profit or break even. But there's nothing to take right here right now. All right, so let's see. So everything is bullish. Just to give you guys a quick heads up, everything is bullish. Overall bias is bullish. Short-term trend over here is bullish as well. So we're still looking for buys, but we need a wick rejection off one of the structures. Right here, it's not rejecting off the structure on the bottom. So we're waiting for price to push up a bit higher right here. So we want this to close above this structure. And then when it comes back down, it'll provide that wick rejection and push back up. That's where we can take the trade. Right now, there's no entry for us to take at the moment. So just gotta wait for it. So it's closing above here now. Well, it might close above here. You gotta wait for it to close in the next 45 seconds. Yeah, Maddie said if the 637 candle dipped below, it would have been a nice entry. Yeah, this one right here, right, Maddie? Yeah, this one. It touched the zone, but it didn't actually reject off it. Like it has to be within it and push off it. But it didn't do that. So if that was the case, then yeah, that would have been a solid entry right there to take. But this is fine. This is where we want price to be above anyways. So that now that price is above here, it can retrace down, reject off the structure, and then continue pushing. All right. All right, so we just gotta wait for it now. Yeah, thanks, Frazier. Frazier said spread's coming down. Spread's now 150, or it's back to 160 again. It's going back and forth, but it is getting closer to normal spread, which is 140. That should be a big indicator as to like whether you should be taking trades or not as well. We don't really talk about it too much because the spread changes so often, but when it's like so far off from like normal spread, it's probably a heads up that, you know, you should probably stay out of the market for a little bit until it smoothens out, because you do have to cover that spread before you make any profit. So right here, price is coming down. We just need this to reject off this point. This is fine. We want this to happen. Price come down, reject off the structure. Once it rejects off the structure with the moderate green candle, we can take it for a buy. Yeah, Maddie said high low entry. Price might be bullish until news. Yeah, I agree, Maddie. You can see it swinging back up. All right, so this wick rejection needs to come off the structure. It's touching the structure, but it's not wicking off it. It has to be within the structure and pushing away. So we need it to drop a little lower and then close as a moderate green candle. Okay, that's perfect. That's what we need right there. Now we need a moderate green candle to close in order for it to be a valid entry. So we got about 30 seconds. We got a lot of time on this candle right here. So we got about 25 seconds. Let's see if it pushes back up a little higher. All right, let's see. Let's see as it continues to push up. It's not a moderate green, or actually might be. Wait a little bit. No, it's not. It's not a moderate green candle, guys, unfortunately. It pulled back at the last second, so fortunately not a moderate green candle. We need this to not have such a big wick on top. Market's just so choppy right now, but yeah, this would have been close to full TP if it was, but you got to be smart about the positions, guys. You can't take any shortcuts. You got to follow the strategy as it's supposed to be applied. Is trading view frozen? Trading view is frozen. All right, guys, another red flag here. Spread's crazy, trading view's frozen, MT4 is still moving. Yeah, it's definitely frozen. So, all right, guys, sit tight. Don't hop into anything right now. I'm looking at MT4 and looks like there might have been an entry that came up on this following candle. MT4 is still moving. Oh, there we go. It's back live. So there was no entry there. It actually didn't pull down far enough. So unfortunately, this right here was not an entry because this green candle was not a moderate green candle, but you can see that if it was, it probably would have hit full TP. Unfortunately, we had to skip that. And we're on to the next one. All right, so there's still is no entries right now, guys. We're getting close to news, so you want to be a bit careful. But there still hasn't been any official entries for us to take. There was one entry over here, but this happened way too fast. So looks like maybe some people caught it, some people didn't. So Maddie caught it right here. He actually got it. He got it for 1,210. Nice work, Maddie. Kenny over here as well. He locked it in for 65. That's great work. Great work right there, Kenny. Yeah, Kenny got 65. Scotty over here as well, locked in 1,930 for the day. Nice work, Scotty. So some of you guys were able to hop into it. David over here as well. He said a few bucks left to complete the phase 1 challenge. He's up 40 bucks, so he's almost there. Nice work, David. Solid work on passing your challenge. Charles over here as well. He locked in 180. But yeah, let's get overall, guys. So there's no entries to take at the moment. We have a sell signal coming up right here. If that closes, we're gonna have to wait for another buy signal before we can take any more entries. This is fine if price pushes below here because it'll just allow us to take trades on this bottom level. So it's all right. Price comes down here. All right, we got that sell signal coming. If the sell signal comes, we got to wait for another buy signal until we can take something. So yeah, Maddie said if this candle closes bullish, it'll be an entry. So we got to wait for this to either close as a bullish candle or for another buy signal to come up so that we can trade in the direction of momentum. Looks like spread is back to normal. Spread is down to 130, so it looks pretty smooth, and it looks like we're ready to take some trades without too many worries to let them run to full TP. All right, so now waiting. So guys, just to be fully transparent with you guys, I did take a couple trades. I didn't say like the first one I took that I didn't count. Like I did make a profit off that, but it wasn't a full profit. I just hopped in at the last second when it closed, and then it didn't hit my TP, so I pulled out manually for a partial profit. I also I always tell you guys not to FOMO into trades, but this one right here, I entered like 2 seconds before. I always tell you guys not to do that, but I thought it was going to close as a moderate green candle. At the last second, it dropped, but I was already in the position. So I also did that, and I pulled out with partial profit. So I'm going to show you guys profits just from like those 2 trades. They're not going to count as official trades, obviously, because we haven't taken any official trades, but I'm just going to show you the 2 trades that I hopped into. Dee said I did the same thing. She's laughing about it. Yeah, Natasha did the same thing. You know, sometimes FOMO just gets the best of you guys. I just want to give you guys a heads up so you guys aren't like all pissed off that I took a trade and didn't tell you guys. The reason I don't tell you guys is because I don't want you guys to be making the same mistakes, right? This could have ended horribly for me if I didn't pay attention to the trade and didn't close out early. But you know, I'm fully focused on these trades, so I'm able to pull out. A lot of you guys aren't on that same level, so I don't want you guys to be taking these risky entries. But I'm just going to show you guys what I locked in. These trades are not going to count, obviously. You know, there's no trade that we took there, so there's no results to post for those. But I'm just going to show you guys what I did. You know, sometimes you guys can just trade off instinct. Over time, you guys are going to be able to just take trades and pull out without really having that greed. Because what happens is a lot of people enter trades where it's like a risky entry, and then they don't know what to do once they're in the trade. They get scared, they get nervous, and then they don't pull out of the position. They end up hitting a stop loss, or worse, they don't even put a stop loss, right? So if you guys are able to do this, and you guys have been sitting on these live sessions, you guys can also take risky trades, or you can still fall into trades, but you just got to be aware that there's a big risk that comes with it. So Natasha said, Maria, I made 22 profit also. Maria said, did the same thing, but I feel guilty. Closes it with 22 profit, but you did the same thing. So a lot of you guys here actually did the same thing that I did. If you guys are new here, you guys are probably not familiar with like how we do this, how we trade and enter trades. But if you guys have been around for a while, you guys know what happens. It looks like everyone here did it. Rashida said the same thing. She said, Rashida said same, but ended up with 18. So looks like a lot of you guys here did FOMO into the position. You know, it's hard not to FOMO into these positions because we're so familiar with entering them, because we take the same trades every day. These trades are high probability, so sometimes it's fine to take the risk, right? So I'm just going to screenshot the profit of the trade that I took for those 2 so that you guys can match them up if you wanted to. Right now, there's no overall trend, so we can't even take anything if we wanted to. Pivots here are bullish, trend meter is red. So even if we're looking for anything, we wouldn't be able to take anything at the moment. So if you guys want to post up your profits, feel free. I'll post mine up right here just to show you guys the 2 trades that I kind of FOMO'd into. But you guys shouldn't be taking trades like this. Just want to make it completely clear. So, all right. Here are the profits that I've made so far. None of these are official trades. They're just trades that I took on my own, just based off instinct. This candle here closed, I took it. The other candle I entered kind of early. You should never do that, but I do it sometimes. You know, everyone makes mistakes. It doesn't matter how long you've been trading. Your trade psychology is still going to be tested every single day. See, price is pushing up right here. So I'm looking for this buy signal here to close. It's kind of choppy right now, so I don't think it's in, or maybe it will. We have about 30 seconds left on it. Yeah, Sasha said, Sean, you told us to. Yeah, I know exactly. Sisu said K2 is the only group that actually consistently hits profits and apologizing for profiting. LOL, epic. Right, Sisu. John said I entered the trade 3 seconds before closing. It was a good candle when I took it, but it closed as a poor candle. Luckily, I still got full TP. Yeah, no, definitely, John. I'm glad that you got full TP off it. That candle still pushed up. It's just the choppiness was all over the place. So here are the profits that I locked in so far. That's just the first trade, made 870. Second trade made 360. Obviously, I don't know how I got the green strip here because I closed it manually. It was supposed to be 1,000, but I made 870 off it. That was the first spike. You know, it just kind of spiked up. Here's my FTMO copier, made 620. That second trade right there as well. 820 off my MFF. So some of my accounts did lock in some profits. Obviously, there was some slippage here. Made 360 off my main, 210 off this one, 60 off my MFF. Slippage on that first trade right here as well, 720, and then 820 right here. So all in all, I mean, I made some pretty okay profits, but these were not good trades. Like, they were trades that I shouldn't have taken. You know, I could even consider them lucky because I hopped into them late or I hopped into them early. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for that right there. There's a session of, I mean, there we go. There's a zone right there that keeps coming up. So if this right here wicks off this structure and it closes as a moderate green candle, this can be a possible entry right there for an SR rejection. So we'll keep watching for it right here. And we'll see. Maddie said at least all accounts are blue. Sometimes MFF will give you negative while FTMO's in profit. Yeah, no, exactly, Maddie. So this one barely made the cut, 60 bucks. When it should have been 360. It's all good. Yeah, thanks, Maddie. Maddie just confirmed that the spread is back up. Spread is back to 150. Earlier it was at 130. So we'll see if this here closes as a moderate green candle, which I don't think it will. It'll be an entry, but it doesn't look like it. So no entry off that there. All right, I want this to push down a little lower. So we have the wick rejection off the structure right there. And then we can wait for the moderate green candle. It's touching the structure, but it's not wicking off it. So we need this to drop a little more before we can take it, but there's nothing there at the moment. So just a reminder, guys, no official trades yet. Still waiting for something to come up. All right, we got a red candle right here. I'm waiting for, okay, this might be an entry right here if this closes. We got about 40 seconds, so I'm not going to be in any rush. Actually, you're right, Maddie. If this entry does close, it might be too close to news because news is coming up in about 5 minutes, guys. So if you guys have profits to post up, feel free to post them up, and then I'll add them to the posting for today. Otherwise, let's see how this closes here. I mean, it's not even closing as a moderate candle either. It's really close to news. Let's see. No, it wasn't a moderate candle. It was the wick's too big on both sides. It's no entry. Candle was too weak. Let me zoom in a little more. So it wasn't a moderate candle because I mean it's basically like a doji, but not there's like somewhat of a body there. So yeah, no entry off that. It's also right next to news. So not a good entry at all. All right, just gotta wait for news to pass. News is coming up shortly. So let's see. Yeah, Maddie said not entering. I won't feel comfortable in this position, to be honest. Yeah, and I agree. It's I mean, it's too close to news. It's 3 minutes till news. So I would probably just sit it out. Markets like kind of bounce around pretty often too. We also have the sell signal. So this right here would not be an entry. This would not be an entry because we don't have the bullish momentum. And keep in mind, this is high impact news, guys. 1 at 7. It's coming up in about 3 minutes. It's pretty high impact news. So it's going to, you're probably going to see some pretty big back and forth movement or even directional if that becomes the case. So open price, news price. But hopefully after the news is passed, then we can start looking for some, for something more solid here. So I kind of want price to push down based off, or like once it gets close to news, to push down a little bit. So it can just stick between this area right here. You can see that we have news price and you have opening price right here. We have news price and opening price, but I'd rather have price down here so that we have the red flags all in one area instead of it kind of, all over the place. We got about 2 minutes till news. Yeah, Maddie said it might also go down to test structure, news price, and opening price. So let me check the news real quick. What's being released? What can we anticipate? Prelim UOM sentiment. They are forecasting it to be positive. So we'll see what happens here. It's going to happen in about 50 seconds. All right, guys. So I'm going to be straight up with you guys. I accidentally entered this trade here and I exited for profit. I got to stop doing that. I'm following the trades like left and right today. So that's why I kept looking at my MC4 because I was like, man, I shouldn't enter that trade. Yeah, Rashida said me too, and I was scared. Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to be like more conservative. I don't know why today I'm feeling a lot more risks. I'm taking more risks, but yeah, I'm going to be more conservative. I entered this because this candle was up here and I was like, okay, I entered it at the last second. At the last second, it dropped down and I was like, crap. But I entered it from there as it pulled up right here. I just pulled out for a small profit of 260. Mauricio said Sean coming over to the dark side. So I see this huge spike right here, guys. This is why you guys want to be very careful about entering trades during news like this. So thank God I was able to pull out because look at that huge spike. This is why you don't want to trade around news time. This is not a surprise, but you guys can see that if you were in this position, you get screwed. Let me check the news to see if it was, let's see what it was like. So news for today. It was positive. So you see the huge manipulation. They were predicting it to be positive. It did come out super positive, but prices dumped. For what reason, right? No reason. It's just manipulation. So, and this thing is still dumping. Don't chase this dump right here, guys, because this is probably gonna swing right back up. Yeah, news is positive. Yeah, Frazier said it still amazes me how the market moves the opposite. Yeah, right. Whenever I would trade news, so like when I was a beginner trader, like a lot of you guys, and I used to gamble because that's how we all trade, right? When you first start trading, you don't know what you're doing, so you take whatever trades you think. So whenever I saw news happen, I noticed that it would typically do the opposite. So I would look for positive news. If it was positive, I would just sell, and then I'd make a huge profit. This didn't always work out though, so it's not a safe way to trade. Uh, it's not, what's that called? It's not something that you can do consistently because you're really just gambling at that point. It's a 50-50% chance. A lot of times, I mean, yeah, a lot of times you're not going to be lucky about a move like that. But I don't trade like that anymore. I don't recommend anyone trade like that. But you can see prices not correcting back up. News was positive. So let's mark up news price right here. Unfortunately, news price was right at, I mean, it was above. We were expecting it, or we wanted it to be lower. It was actually pretty high. So for this news right here, this is prelim UOM consumer sentiment. Prelim UOM consumer sentiment, high impact news, positive. So, all right, price is down here now. There's nothing we can take because it's actually there's a trade. We can start looking for sells here, but I wouldn't recommend chasing it because the pivots here have not confirmed yet. Once the pivots here have confirmed that price is actually going to keep pushing down, then yeah, maybe we can look for some scalps, but I personally wouldn't. I'd probably just wait. But anyways, let me take a screenshot of my profits for that FOMO trade that shouldn't have entered. So I'm just putting the focus on the trades for right now because I did take some pre-market trades and I don't want to include that with the posts that I'm posting because people always get mad that I trade outside the live session. So that's why I'm only screenshotting the trades from this morning because I don't want you guys to like get any ideas, right? Because whenever I post profits from like Asia session or pre-market, I always get people bugging me about trading outside of the New York session, which I'm not going to do because it's too risky. And you really need your full focus trading outside those sessions. So I can't trade during those sessions with you guys live because it's just a stressful time to trade. So I don't really trade it too often, but I do from time to time. Possible sell coming up right here. I don't know if you're thinking about taking that, Maddie. The bias is still pretty strong, so I don't think I will. It doesn't even look like it's going to be strong, or not even strong. A solid, a moderate. It needs to be a moderate red candle. There's a wick rejection right there. Trend is currently bearish, and it's too close to the session. So yeah, I wouldn't take the trade there. The sessions are right here. The Asia high. It's just too close to it. I'll follow it, but it's not going to be a trade that I'm going to be taking, guys. So we'll follow it, but not one that I necessarily recommend you guys take. Okay. Just want to make sure you guys are understanding. So I'm not in this position here, guys. We're just following it. It's just too close to the sessions where it'd be too risky for us to possibly get caught in some sort of reversal here. All right, so we got that. So even though I took a bunch of FOMO trades, I mean, they're adding up to be Okay, so full TP off that. This would have been an okay entry if there wasn't right next to the sessions. There's another one right here that happened right after, but it was right at the sessions again. Another red flag. Sessions are one of the biggest red flags, guys. So this is why we skip these here, because there's a lot of manipulation that happens on around this area. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Maddie. So the zones here actually disappeared. Sorry, guys. I didn't notice that. So this one, these up here are no longer valid. So those are gone. This one's gone. So there was actually no entry there. They were just old SR zones from like way back here. I mean, they're still relevant, but I wouldn't use them, not for this strategy, because you want what's current, not what's old, you know? So yeah, sorry, D. I just saw your message. The zone there has disappeared. Whenever price moves along, it deletes the old zones and it creates new zones. So you want to be with whatever is current, which is this right here. So again, right here, another possible entry. Again, I'm not going to take it. I'm not in the position. It already hit full TP. The reason why I would not have taken this is because it's right at the sessions right here. Huge, huge red flag. So this one is actually okay, but it was like literally at the sessions. And it already hit TP down there. So this one's done, already hit full TP. So as you guys can see, the strategy is working perfectly fine. It's just a lot of these entries are coming up where either the spread's too wide, there's a red flag here. I mean, basically all of these horizontal lines you don't want to be trading at. You don't want to be trading at the sessions. You don't want to be trading at news. You don't want to be trading at opening price, etc. But you guys can see, if you guys want to take risky trades, there's a lot of trades that are available. Not that I recommend you guys take them. It's just, I'm just showing you guys proof of concept, right? The concept here works. The strategy that we're applying here works, whether it's risky or not. But to prevent yourself getting caught in bad trades, you should just skip the risky trades. So I'm expecting a correction, just like Maddie. Maddie said he's anticipating a push back up. That's kind of what I'm looking for as well. Looking for it to come back up because this gap right here from this news price still has not filled. So it pretty much gap down here. It's about a 1,000 pip move. And you can see price is now pushing right back up. In order for us to take any buys here, we need a buy signal. We also need the trend meter to be green and pivots here to shift. The green needs to be above the red. So we're going to have to wait for that to confirm before we can take anything here. Because right now it's still bearish. See, question from John. John's asking, do you think session works like SR, that it loses relevance after the index has broken the sessions a few times? Not necessarily, John. I think the sessions are good for like the following session. So like the way that the sessions here come up are from yesterday's session. I think they're relevant until the following day. Once it's like a new day, then I think they become a little less relevant. They're still relevant because I've seen a couple people here like, I think like DJ drew up like the opening price or the sessions from like the previous day, and then price came back and still tested them. So they still have relevance, but they're not as strong once the day continues, because since we're trading on the 1 hour, they change every day, right? They're not always going to be there. There's not always going to be random times. But the thing is, those sessions will line up with a higher time frame. So if they line up with the higher time frames, then that's where they become relevant. Because say you have a session on 1 minute, but it lines up with the session for the daily. If that's the case, then it's going to keep its validity until like the end of the week, because the weekly or the daily candles are like way different compared to the 1 minute. So yeah, like Maddie said, he said, I think sessions should just be avoided. Don't know how much price is going to react. And I agree with Maddie 100%. That's why it's number 1 on our red flags here. And it's the main reason why I created the indicator, to avoid risky trades. All right, so I just posted up more of my profits right here. If you guys have more trades to or more profits to post up, let's see. Seth said, I FOMOed into the trade that was a few minutes after release. I got very quick, scalp in and out. I guess I'm apologizing for my profit. Right. All right. So it looks like everyone here is posting up the profits. Let me just go over everyone's profits real quick. To the Yeah, guys. So it's okay to FOMO. Like, I always warn you guys not to FOMO into trades. It's okay to FOMO, but don't be mad if you lose the trade, right? Like, understand that you're taking a risky trade there. There's a good chance that it could win and there's a good chance that it could lose. But if you lose the trade, just understand that you knew it was going to possibly lose and don't get mad about it. If you're okay with the risk, then take it. Like me, today I was okay with these risks, but I did exit the trades early. They all hit full TP if I would have just held on to it. But if they lost, I would have been okay with it. Like, I wouldn't be mad. I would have just felt dumb, which, it's better. Okay, so scrolling up real quick, let me see what we have over here. Mace just posted his profits as well. Mace is currently up 9,929 for the day. It's a couple buys, couple sells, couple losses, couple wins, made him right back. So great work right there, Mace. Great recovery. It looks like you had a couple losses here, but you made it right back on those following trades. So solid work right there, Mace. Scrolling up over here, let me scroll real quick. We got some profits over here from Seth. Seth said weird market, but made some snack money. He locked in 2,370. Great work, Seth. Scrolling down further, Ross over here. Nice work. All wins, no losses. Total profit of 3,710. So great work right there, Ross. Patrick over here. He said he got burned on the high-low scalpel to make it back. Yeah, definitely. It's not too far down. Patrick, you need just one more win to bounce right back. So you got this. Scrolling down further, Seth over here up 7,180. Nice work, Seth. Looks like he took another one right here. He said, sorry, he opted into another FOMO trade, locked in 14,200. Nice work, Seth. All right, so you guys are doing pretty good. I mean, a lot of you guys are just trading based off analysis, even though they're risky. But overall, there's some more profits here. Maddie's currently up 1,320. He FOMOed into the last one right there. It's all good. Still locking profit. Charles over here as well. Charles is currently up 245 off this account. And then his second account over here, he's up 345. All wins, no losses. Nice work. Charles, he said, a lot of slippage. I shouldn't had full TP on all three. But it is what it is. Yeah, no, exactly. So it's all good. It happens. Scrolling down, John over here, he phoned into this trade earlier with me, blocking 960. Nice work, John. He actually hit his full TP on that. So great work off that buy earlier. B said, morning shot, having issues with my Zoom, can't hear you. I'm gonna log back in. Should be. Is it working now? All right, guys. So I think that's it for the profits right now. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free. Otherwise, just a heads up, there are no official trades that we took today. So if you guys haven't taken anything, don't worry. There hasn't been anything for us to take yet. It's only 7:14, so we still have some time for entries to appear here, but there hasn't been anything for us to take officially. The only profits I've made, and majority of the people here, are just trades that happened on accident. There were trades that we were waiting for, but we kind of got impatient and we FOMOed into the trade. Luckily, we were able to exit with profit, but there's no official trade. So just FYI, don't feel like you're missing out, because you're not. A lot of those trades could have ended badly. We just, the US30 gods were on our side today. So we ended up being able to pull out with profit. So just be patient, guys. I mean, I know it feels like we've been on this session for like an eternity. I literally feel like we've been on this session for hours, because we've been taking all these risky trades, and time is just flying by, but it's only 7:15. We've literally been on the session for like about 30 minutes. I feel like we've been on this for like 2 hours already. I don't know how you guys feel. As time progresses, I feel like we're getting more and more impatient, because we want to take something good, but it's all good. Maddie said, going to stay on the live, but finish packing, leaving for Vegas in an hour. Nice, Maddie. Yeah, it's going to be nice out there. It's been super hot out here, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be burning out there. I'm sure the day club's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, Maddie said gonna put the volume up so I can possibly catch one with y'all. Yeah, no, definitely, Maddie. I'll let you know if we see one here. We need a sell signal. So if we get a sell signal right here on this candle, we can possibly take this for a short. We need that sell signal and moderate red candle. So we got the sell signal coming up right here. May said today I just gambled. Some days you win, some days you don't. Exactly, right? And it's just up to you guys. You guys are more than welcome to trade however you want, take as much risk as you like. Just understand that if you're taking risky trades and not official trades, there's a chance that you could lose that trade. And if you're okay with that risk, that's completely fine. Like today, I would have been okay if I lost a trade because I've had a pretty solid week so far. Let's see if this here closes. 7 seconds left on it. Nope, it has not closed. So we're looking for wick rejection. But yeah, back to what I was saying, guys. So like I had a pretty decent week so far. Like I didn't have a huge week, but I had a pretty decent week. So like if I was to take a loss today, yeah, it would suck. And I'd be pretty mad because I could have avoided it. But if I did take a loss, you know, it's not the end of the world because I took the risk. I knew the chances of it losing, and I still decided to take a trade. So as long as you guys are okay with the risk, that's completely fine. Do whatever you guys feel like doing. Just don't get mad over it because it's going to mess up your trade psychology. You know, if you're on a winning streak, if you're like on a 5-day, 10-day winning streak, and then you have a loss, and that loss ends up being because of a risky trade, I mean, you're going to feel pretty mad about it, and your trade psychology is going to be screwed up for the next couple trades. So don't mess with your trade psychology, guys. Make sure that your morale and momentum is always there. All right, if this close, never mind. I was waiting for it to close as a red candle. If this closes here as a red candle, there may be an entry here. We just don't want it to reject off this opening price, and it just did. So unfortunately, no entry there. We basically don't want price to be touching any of these red flags. We don't want it to touch opening price. We don't want it to be touching news price, the sessions, any of that stuff. If that touches any of it, then we definitely want to skip it because it just opens up the possibility of manipulation happening off that candle. So even if we do get a sell entry right here, I would not take it because it is right at the New York Open. Yeah, Sisuk said, but Sean's right. Trade psychology does get messed up if you keep winning based off gambling. It's deeper than many realize. Ross said his MFF is frozen. My FTMO is okay. It looks like just MFF right now is frozen. I don't know if anyone else is trading directly off MFF and they see it frozen. My FTMO is okay right now. Okay, thanks, Ross. Yeah, it's back up. Yeah, Peter said MFF is back, was frozen for about 30 seconds. Yeah, it's a long time. It's a long time to be frozen, especially if you're in a position. All right, so back to the charts over here. Nothing for us to take at the moment. Price is now, or momentum is now bullish. We need price to push up pretty high before we can take any entries though. So in order for us to take any entries, price can have to be up here because there's too many red flags. It's in between these two news events. So even if we get a buy at any of these points, we still have to wait for the trend to shift. And we also need price to be away from both of these news events as well. So let's see where we're at. Still nothing for us to take. Target price area is going to be up here though. We need it to be above this pink line, or if not, price can come back down. Doesn't matter. You can do whatever it wants. So we either want price to be up here or we want price to be down here. Either way, it'll provide opportunities for us to take an entry. But right now there just isn't anything at the moment. Let's see, Maria has a question. Maria said, trading view pivot showed different from yours. Those aren't pivots, Maria. So that's part of the momentum indicator. So I don't think you have your pivots on right now. So what you have is the momentum indicator. If you go over here to momentum, go to settings, go over here to style, take these off right here, the last 3 plots, and you'll see that it disappears off your chart. So you don't have the pivots on your chart right now. You just have the momentum indicator. That's part of the momentum indicator. I typically take them off. That's why I don't have them on my chart right now. So that should be your fix. Are you on here, Maria? Check. Yes, you are here. So Maria, if you can fix that, or just, yeah, if you can do that, just go to your momentum indicator, go to settings, go to style. These last 3 plots here, just uncheck them. You'll see that it disappears off your chart. It's part of the momentum indicator. The pivots, to add it, just go to your indicators, go to invite only scripts, K2 pivots. And here's the thing. So let me just show you real quick, guys. When you turn on the K2 pivots, this is what it's going to look like. This is the default settings. You're going to have all the pivots on your chart. In order to fix it and look like how mine is, just go to your settings, turn off 1 and 2. For a 3 over here, it's originally orange. Just change that to green. And then it'll look like mine. So that's how you would do it right there, Maria. All right. Damn. So there was one entry right here. Oh, actually, no, there wasn't, because the trend is still bearish. I was looking at this candle right here. I was like, damn, we missed an entry. However, it wouldn't have been one because the trend right now is currently bearish. So even if we were to take that there, I mean, it wouldn't have been a valid entry. See? It's all good though. So still following along. We still have a bearish trend right now. We need price to shift back up, or if it wants to stay down here, that's completely fine. We just need it to push down even lower. All right, so we got a couple more profits so far. So Seth is currently up 20,000 for the week. Nice work, Seth. Super, super solid work right there. And then his, or this is for the day, 20,000 for the day down. Seth's been killing it. If you guys have seen Seth's profits every day, 20,000 for the day. And then for the week, he's up 78K now. So Seth is on fire with these trades. Crazy work right there, Seth. I know Seth takes bigger trades than I normally do. I mean, you can see his average profits are like 3,000, 1,000, 7,000. So he holds on to them longer. He goes for a bigger move. So amazing work right there, Seth. Yeah, he said we keep him in check, which is solid. That's the whole point of this group, guys. The whole point of K2 is not necessarily for me to just teach you guys. It's really for the community to keep everybody in check, right? This keeps you guys on point, keeps you guys on your feet. I know you guys have been in other groups where, like, a lot of the times people aren't even talking about trading, right? You'll be in the group and everyone's just screwing around. And then they wonder why they're not making profit, because you're not really trading. They're just hanging out. It's like a big hangout. For us here in K2, we try to keep everyone in check with, you know, our trade psychology, trades we're taking, mistakes we're making, FOMO trades, over trading, etc. We always try to keep each other on point so that we're not making mistakes and we're keeping on track with our trading goals. So that's the main thing about K2, guys. Like, you know, don't think of K2 as just like a hangout group, right? We're here to actually make money. That's like the main goal for K2. And we want to make sure that everyone else makes money as well. Because if 1 or 2 people are doing good and everyone is not doing good, then that's not a good group to be in. If you're in a group where everybody's doing good, you should have no excuse not to do well as well. So just keep that in mind, guys. Like, yeah, I am here to like joke around with you guys and mess around every so often, but you know, when it comes to trading, like, we're trading. We're not here to joke around. We're here to stay focused on the charts and keep your trade psychology on point. So just you know, keep that in mind, guys. You know, I'm here to make money. I'm not here to make friends, but we'll make friends along the way. Like, we're here as a community and a family, but the money's gonna come first. So like, whenever I see trades and I take them, I'm going to take a trade, even if it's a FOMO trade. And even if people get mad at me for taking trades without calling them out, I'm going to take the trade because my account's always going to come first, right? Just like with you guys should think the same way. If you guys see something good, your account always comes first. Don't worry about what other people are doing. If someone's making more profits than you, don't worry about what they're doing. Just focus on what you're doing and what you can do better to to achieve those goals. So right here, there's no trade to take at the moment. We do have the wick rejection there. And we have the sell signal, but it's right at opening price. So unfortunately, there's no entry there. That would have been a pretty solid entry if it did close properly. Let's see if it is close enough. Yeah, so this would have been hit T. It would have been right next to TP. The only time you want to be careful, and you can see right there, full TP. The time you want to be careful is when it's too close to the session. So this right here would have been a solid entry if there was no opening price right there. One of the red flags right here, price was too close to opening price right there. It literally rejected right off it. Question from Jonathan, he's asking, this one's too close to sessions. So yeah, this let me see, how far is it from there? It might have been too close, Jonathan. So this is kind of iffy. It looked like it was far, but now that I measured it, it's only 70 pips. So yeah, it is kind of too close. So two red flags: price too close to sessions, and price was literally on opening price. Thanks, Maddie. Let me check the zones real quick. So this one's gone. Everything else still looks okay. All right, thanks for the heads up, Maddie. But yeah, guys, back to what I was saying earlier, my main goal here is to make you guys money. That's really what it is. Like, yeah, of course, we're gonna make friends along the way, but my main goal here is to make all of you guys money and make myself money from trading. You can't go wrong with making money, right? So, all right, we have another entry right here, but it's right at the opening price again. This is why we want price to be like way down here or way above here, because there's too many red flags. Again, another risky trade. We have a wick rejection off this structure. It's a pretty moderate red candle. I'm not going to take this trade. It's just too risky, but I will mark it up right here so that you guys can see if it hits or not. Actually, if this wick here is too big, it's not going to be moderate. So we need this to close a bit farther down, but it's like right at opening price. So it's not going to be an entry to take. Yeah, just like Maddie said, it's right at opening price, unfortunately. So it's okay if it's close to opening price, but it can't be touching it, right? So like right here, it's touching it directly. It's definitely a no. If it rejects off it down here, then that's fine. Just make sure it doesn't touch it. So if this here doesn't touch it and it closes as a red candle, this will be an entry for a sell. And it touched it as soon as I said that. Looks like price is going into a range now. So let's go over here to a clean chart real quick. This is pretty much the range. So you can see here, I can already, I know there's a high low right there. I know there's a high low right here. There's probably one right here. And there's probably one right here. Let's run the high lows. I was close. This one right here kind of disappeared. It moved up here. But it would have been invalidated anyways. So I was pretty much close. That you guys saw that I drew the high lows without the indicator, right? That's why I created this indicator, because I just put in my thought process into the indicator so that I don't actually have to do the work. But yeah, price is literally in a range. So it's ranging between this point and this point right here. Going to this chart, that range again is like between this point and this point. The zones over here have updated slightly. So I'm gonna move this over. Looks good. But yeah, no direction, guys. Trend meter is now blue, so it's indecisive. Pivots here are still bearish though. So we'll see where this goes. Message from Peter in the Zoom. Zoom said, I'm in this news group in Telegram, and this was just posted. Major Chinese companies announced their withdrawal from New York Stock Exchange, including two of the largest energy groups in the world. And Natasha said, man, China is pissed at US. Yeah, because Pelosi went over there and wanted to pretty much test them. They kept telling her not to land, and she landed. So, I mean, it's all part of like the bigger game. So, I mean, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because it's going to cause volatility in the market, which is perfectly fine. We want the volatility. So these countries can keep arguing. Uh, these world events can keep happening because it's going to cause volatility in the market. We can just keep trading them. Bad thing is that it's not good for the world, right? It's not good for the world if like countries go to war or if there's tension. It's good for us because it causes the market to spike around, which is what we want. We want prices spike around so that we can catch these little scalps. So it's a double-edged sword. Maybe not good for the world, but good for us in some cases. Charles said trading views frozen. Yeah, it is. I'm just looked over at MT4. It's currently frozen. Whenever this happens, guys, this is usually a sign to like stop trading for the day. If you guys ever remember, this happens like every couple times, like maybe like a few times a month, where there'll be data issues. And usually it's not a good time to trade because what happens is if you guys trade when there's data issues, you might be in a position and it'll be impossible to close out because your position will be trapped and it won't be able to pull out. So TradingView is now moving again. Charles said MFF and TradingView were frozen, but now now it's back moving. You guys can see the gap in price right here. It's not really a gap, it's just a data gap. Right here, Natasha, you can see price was kind of frozen for like a minute so that there's no candle in between. So it was frozen like slightly and then it just picked back up, which happens. I mean, it's just a data issue with brokers. So yeah, exactly. John said we can't let China dictate what we do. Yeah, and I agree with you too, John. I agree. So I'm not I'm not necessarily against what Pelosi did with basically defying China's orders to not land in Taiwan. But I mean, that's just how the world works, right? This is a capitalist world that we live in. So it's always going to be everyone stepping on each other's toes. It's not going to go away. All right, Maddie said going back to 7 a.m. news price, possible entry, green meter, green momentum, possible rejection. Pivots haven't shifted yet, though. Yeah, so they are shifting, but they're not there yet. So what I'm looking for here, Maddie, is I'm looking for price to be above news price right here. When price moves above this point, then the pivots are going to shift. Trend meter is going to be green, and we can start looking for some buys. But at the moment, right now, I'm not looking for any buys because the trend is not confirmed. So just gotta wait a little bit. Peter said FJB. You guys know what that means. Yeah, Natasha said Biden advised her not to go. So that's the difference between Biden and Trump. If Trump was president, Trump would have went himself, right? But yeah, Biden advised her not to go. We'll see how the elections go this year. I mean, if Trump becomes president again, I think it's going to be a pretty fun market to trade in because when Trump was president last year, or not last year, but a couple of years ago, that's probably where a lot of us made most of our profit because, I mean, Trump's crazy. He'll say things and it'll make the market spike and we could just catch those big moves super easily. I don't necessarily like Trump as a person, but him in the market he creates a crazy market because everyone reacts to like whatever he says. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff that goes on when he was president behind the scenes. Yeah, Natasha said Trump is hood. Let's see what else is over here. Let me scroll up. I think I missed a couple things. Seth said, okay, guys, I'm off. I don't want to FOMO into a bad trade when I had a killer week. Have a wonderful weekend, guys. Definitely, Seth. So we'll see you here on Monday. But yeah, goes the same for like the rest of you guys. If you guys are done trading, you guys don't want to risk anything. Like if you guys had a great week so far, like Seth, I would just call it a week. It's 7:35 right now. So the market is the market's going to keep going, but we're going to be logging off from this session in about 25 minutes or so. So unless you guys really, really want to take a trade, then hang on. If not, you guys are more than welcome to call it a week. Price isn't really doing much right now. That's why it's kind of difficult for us to catch something. We need price to be above here. And this could happen at any moment, right? This could happen in the next 10 minutes. It can happen in the next 1 minute. It can happen in the next 20 minutes. I mean, who knows? Price is pushing up. So I just need it to be above this pink line right here. Once it's above this pink line, it's going to be away from all the red flags, and we can actually start looking for some solid entries here. So I want to move this to the bottom. All right, perfect. Send that SRs to the back. All right, and again, right here, price just swung right back down. So as I mentioned, this could have happened within the next minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or it can take about 20 minutes if it pushes back down here. Realistically, price isn't doing much. It's just ranging. So the range just got wider. We need it to be above this point for us to start looking for some buys. Because even if we were to get some buys over here, it wouldn't be a good entry because there's sessions right there. Unless we have one right here. Let me see. Unless we can get it before, I mean, now the session's a news price. Yeah, unless we get an entry at some point right here, then possibly, but we still wouldn't have the pivots here. Pivots are still red over green. So we have no trends to really look at. Charles said catch all next week. Definitely, Charles. We'll see you on Monday. Let's see. Natasha said, I'm still trying to get this scalping thing down. So I had an iffy week. Yeah, you know what I would do, Natasha, if you have access to replay the charts. So this is what you should do. If you really want to get really good at the scalping thing, this is what you got to do, right? So go to a clean chart. Go to like Monday. So let me see. What was Monday? Monday was 8th. If you have access to replay the charts, just go to like do this. Go to August 8th, which is Monday, because I know that day we had some scalps. Go to market open right here. And all you guys should do this. If you guys want to get really good at scalps like everyone else in the group, just go over here, mark up opening price. You can even do the entire morning session. You can go from like 6:30 up until 12 if you want to. Right? If you really want to practice, you can do that. Just go over here, hit the replay button, go back to 6:30, and then you can literally just practice scalping. You turn on the SR V2, turn on the momentum, turn on the pivots, turn on the trend meter, and then just look for entries here. So if you guys are bored this weekend or you guys really want to practice, just go back to start over the whole week or go even farther back if you want. Go back to this point. There's a forward button right here. You just click next, and then you're just looking for entries here. So you're like, okay, I'm looking for a buy entry here, right? Because the trend here is bullish. Okay, we got a sell momentum. Price is coming back up. All right, so right here, you can see that there's a buy entry. Trend meter is green. Pivots are bullish. You got to practice entry right here for a buy. Take that for 100 pips. Keep going to the next candle. Full TP, right? There goes your practice. You're like, okay, cool. I know how to spot this. You move on to the next one. And then you just keep practicing. And then again, right here, there's another entry. So again, right here, same thing, right? You got wick rejection off the structure. Momentum is green. Trend is green. You got another buy right here, right? Take another buy right there. And then you can just keep practicing, because the thing with applying scalping and just trading in general is that it's all repetition. Once you're at that point where you don't have to think and you can just take the trade, that's when you really get it. So like right there, another full TP. So this is how you guys can go practice. If you guys are bored over the weekend, you guys are bored today, you guys want to keep trading, but you don't want to risk your profit, just go back and replay the charts for this week, last week, next week, whatever week you want to do. And this is how you'll get better, right? This is how Maddie's good. This is how Sisuk's good. This is how Seth's good. This is how I'm good. In my free time, I'm always on the charts. Well, not anymore because I'm already good at this. But before, I was on the charts every day. like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I didn't go out. I stayed home on the charts all day, practicing. And now you guys can see how I'm so consistent because I know exactly what to look for. So just an FYI, if you guys want to do that, if you guys don't want to, you don't have to, but that's the only way you're going to get better is if you actually practice. You can't trade like 1 hour a week and expect to be the best trader, right? It's not plausible. There's another scalp right here, but it's right at the sessions, unfortunately. So I know some of you guys might have spotted this, but it's like too close to the sessions below. It's actually cutting into it. So no entry there for me, for sure. But all right, guys, let me see if there's anything else here. Jason said, Sean, you think it will go up? I feel the gap. To fill the gap. At some point it might, Jason, like maybe towards the end of the session. But right now it's just kind of going back and forth. This range here is, still going back and forth within this huge range. So I think eventually, yeah, it'll probably go back up. The reason for that's because I think fundamentals here and sentiment are still bullish, right? Sentiment is 66% short. Fundamentals are currently 91 points bullish. So possibly not. It's bullish right now, but it's not very strong. It is like slightly bullish. So it might come back up. It might not skyrocket up, but it'll probably come back up at some point. Maybe closer to market close as people try to buy the dip. So eventually it'll fill up. I just don't know when it will fill up. Yeah, Maddie said he did that for days, for hours, days, weeks, months, and it changed my trading. Yeah, it's all about practice, guys. Practice and repetition because you're applying the same strategy every day. It's not that difficult to really get it down. It's just being able to identify these entries here. Yeah, C6 said there were weeks and even weekends I didn't sleep doing that in the beginning. I still do it actually. Yeah, no, same here. It's pretty fun, guys. Like, if you guys go back and back test, you guys will see the power of the strategy, right? And then the more that you see the successfulness of your trades, the more confident you'll be taking these trades real time. So I do recommend that you guys go at least back test at some point if you guys haven't already, because it's going to help with your trade psychology. Like if you don't trust the strategies, just back test. You guys will see that the numbers don't lie, right? The numbers are going to show you exactly how accurate it is and how often it hits. So, yeah, Natasha said, okay, I'll try that. Thanks, Sean. I have premium trading view, so I might have that function. Yeah, you should, Natasha. You just got to click on replay right here, and then you just click on the channel that you want to go to basically replay it real time. C-Soup said eventually you'll also see patterns and then get the strategy down to second nature. Yeah, definitely, C-Soup. That's the goal. All right, we got a couple more profits over here. Scrolling down real quick. So this is from Seth. So this is Seth's personal account. Nice work right there, Seth. He's up 300K total. Amazing. He said, in case y'all don't believe me, he's using Setter FX. So, there's no need to prove yourself, guys. Like whenever you guys post profits, it's up to you guys to really be the person who cares whether it's real or not, right? I appreciate that you did do that, Seth, but it's not necessary, right? If you want to believe someone, believe them. If not, then don't. But yeah, he showed right here that this is his real account. So nice work right there. Might be something that I'll play around with too. If he's using this as his main account, it's something that I might test out myself to see how it goes. Yeah, Seth said I wouldn't trust them with this much money if they weren't decent. I agree, Seth, 100%. Dell over here currently up 312. Nice work, Dell, for the day. And Patrick over here as well. Currently he's up 7,942. Great work, Patrick. Nice. Yeah, Patrick said, great way to end the week. Enjoy the weekend, team. Yeah, definitely. Some more profits over here from Patricia. Patricia's currently up 2,199. Nice work, Patricia. And then her other account over here, she's up 2,199 as well. Great work, Patricia. So you guys did pretty good right there. Charles over here as well. Charles is currently at 520 for the day. All wins, no losses. Great work, Charles. Cern over here currently up 970 euros off this account. Nice work, Cern. And then his second account here up 1,045 euros for the day. Great work, guys. So you guys did pretty solid overall today. Not bad at all. I was looking for another entry right here. Unfortunately, this red candle again is rejecting off the opening price, so no entry. I was really hoping I'd be able to take one right there, but no. Again, it's right at the red flag. You know, with the week being kind of choppy like this, I think next week will be a lot better, guys. So just keep that in mind. Like, you're going to have weeks like this where the market's kind of all over the place, and then the following week will be a lot better. So don't worry about it if you guys haven't taken enough trades this week. You know, next week should be a lot smoother, hopefully. So there's another possible entry right here, but due to the red flag, I'm not going to take it, and it's going to hit CP again. Damn it. So a lot of these trades here just keep coming up, but they're like at these areas where you don't want to take trades. All right, cool. Maddie said, give me a second, Sean. I'm going to send the total stats and data for this week. So Maddie has all of the stats for all of the scalps for this week. Maddie's going to send it over real quick, and then we'll look over it shortly. A couple more props over here. David currently up. Yeah, so he added a couple more wins right there. He said, I'm done for the day. Thanks, K2. Almost done phase 1 challenge. Nice, David. So almost there. David's almost done with his challenge, and then he'll be on to his verification. Valentine over here currently up 348. Solid. Yeah, so all you guys are doing pretty good. I mean, even though we didn't take any official trades today, a lot of you guys did take trades based off the analysis and off the risky trades that I called out. Obviously, I didn't take those trades, but I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here still profiting off the trades here, even though the market's kind of all over the place. Scotty over here as well, currently up 2,080 for the day. All wins, no losses. Nice work, Scotty. Solid. Rashida over here as well. So Rashida over here had a couple accidents. All good. It happens. She made it right back on this other trade right towards the end. Total profit of 31 for the day. So nice work, Rashida. And Rashida said, blah, one mistake trade, but she'll be back on Monday. It's all good. So, all right, Rashida, I'll see you back here on Monday. Have a great weekend. So nice work, guys. You know, the main key here is that you guys close out with positive profit. You guys can have mistakes where losses happen, because it's going to happen. You guys are going to make mistakes. But as long as you guys bounce back from it, that's really what's key. All right, here's the spreadsheet for all of the scalps this week. These weren't, so let's see. These are literally all of the trades that Maddie identified from 6:30 to 8. This includes the trades that I didn't take, the trades that I missed. So these aren't going to be all the trades, but this is going to be basically the trades that came up applying the SR strategy, right? So on the 8th, which was Monday, I believe, from 6:30 to 8 live session time, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins. 5 wins, 0 losses. Total profit of 5,000 if you're using the 10 lot. No trades on the 9th, no trades on the 10th. On the 11th, yesterday, there were 2 trades, 2 wins, 0 losses, 2,000 profit if you use a 10 lot. And then today, 1 trade. And then Maddie has a timestamp right here. So if you guys want to go back and vet these trades, you guys are more than welcome. We actually want you guys to vet the trades so that if anybody wants to complain about them, numbers are right there. So if anyone wants to say these aren't real, go ahead and check them out yourself, and you'll see. So yeah, basically Maddie said 8 wins, 0 losses for this week so far, 100% win rate. So awesome. Thanks for that, Maddie. I'm going to go ahead and post this in the chat as well so that you guys can see it. All right. So not bad, guys. And this is why I'm focusing on these strategies, right? The variations, they're good strategies too. You're going to have a lot of entries, but they're not as they're not as what's called, they're not as reliable as this specific one. Yeah, Maddie said there were actually 6 wins on Monday, but one was a sell, so he didn't count it. Yeah, which is completely fine. So not bad at all. Yeah, Maddie said still could have profited 4% even through a shitty week. Yeah, and I agree too, Maddie, 100%. Let's see if there's anything else over here. All right, yeah, Natasha said, thanks. I'm taking all the advice I'm getting from you guys and using it. I'm much better, but I'm still need to work on my trade entrance and when to enter these trades. Still entering too late. Yeah, it's all going to come with practice, Natasha, which you'll get there. All right, so here's the trade that was still running earlier. There was another one. So there's two of them that ran. There's one here that's currently running right now. It's about to hit full TP. Again, it's rejecting off opening price. Actually, no, sorry, there's no entry right there because there's no sell signal. Yeah, there's one right here and I totally missed it. Oh no, there's no sell signal, sorry. Again, no entry. All right, so as you guys can tell, I'm starting to get this FOMO, kind of the FOMO itch coming in. I'm looking at trades that aren't even there because there's no sell signal. So this might be a good time to pretty much wrap it up. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. There's nothing for us to take right now. In order for us to take any trades, we want price to be above news price over here, and then, or we want price to be below here. Unfortunately, price didn't reach any of those points. Price is literally just ranging within this area right here. So let me go over here to real time. You guys can see from this point, let me just turn off the SRs. Price is literally just ranging right here. There's nothing going on. It's going sideways. So there's nothing for us to take at the moment, unfortunately. I was really hoping we'd have at least one official entry to take today, but it doesn't look like we're going to be getting one. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I'll take a look at that before we log off for the day. Maddie's out for the week, so definitely, Maddie, have fun in Vegas, bro. I'll see you back here on Monday. Let's see. Patrick said it rejected off the open on the high low with the red candle. Yeah, no, exactly. I saw that too. Yeah, no, it's the only way to do it, Maddie. Have fun at ABC, bro. I'm kind of jealous. It's all good. Yeah, man. Safe trip out there. Don't get too crazy. You got to come back to trade on Monday. Yeah, Pat said that there was one over here where it rejected off the opening price, I believe. See, rejected off open on the high low. Yeah, exactly. Rejected right off there. Came down and then it went straight to, or I mean, it might still be running, but it still would be a risky trade because it's like literally at the opening price. So, all right, let me see if there's anything else here. Yeah, exactly. Rejected both pivots. So it looks like it could have been a pretty solid entry. I mean, if it did come down, but doesn't fit the criteria. There's no sell momentum there either. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up and then we'll call it a day. So I don't see anything here. All right, guys, it's 7:54 right now. It's about 6 minutes till 8. From my experience trading on Friday, this is probably a good time to just call it a week. If you guys had a good week so far, perfect. Just call it a week. Come back on Monday, back to it. But don't risk anything right now. I don't recommend you guys risk anything because there's a lot of areas here where you don't want to trade. It's still within this basically, like I would consider like an iron triangle, right? Because there's like 3 points over here where you don't want to trade. You don't want to trade up here. You don't want to trade in the middle. And you also don't want to trade down here because there's the sessions. So until price makes its way outside here or below here, there's not really anything for you guys to take, right? So My advice is to just call it a week unless you guys really have to trade. Like say your challenge is going to end by today and you need to make it to break even or something, then go ahead and stay on the charts. If not, there's no point in risking anything. It's Friday. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Relax. I know it's been a pretty choppy week so far, but next week should be a lot better, hopefully. So other than that, guys, have a great weekend. Be safe. I will see you guys back here on Monday. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'll still be online for like the next couple hours doing some back office work. So if you guys have anything that you guys want to send over to me, send over your profits, questions, anything related to trading. But other than that, guys, have a great weekend.